Today we got a McDonald's breakfast full eating video. I think this is the first breakfast one I've done. But why not start the weekend off with maybe an upset stomach? So we got McDonald's breakfast. We got the platter with hotcakes, got a burrito, and then got an extra hash brown as well with the meal. Do y'all think McDonald's has the best hash browns, or yeah, I guess just hash browns out of all fast food places? Like, no matter the shape, it could be like the rounds at Bojangles and or whichever you prefer. Let's assembling our breakfast sandwich. I had some extra honey packets. Ugh. I better turn the brightness up on my phone. Or I won't be able to see if I get anything on my face. I thought about eating them with my hands, but then I just realized I used the biscuit for everything. Because I was gonna make like egg and sausage like tacos with the pancakes. Sorry, that's probably really loud. I was gonna make like eggs and bacon tacos with the pancakes, but maybe crumble some hash browns. But I completely forgot that thought and just put it on the biscuit. So. Probably the most unorthodox way of eating it. I don't even think this is even a hot take. I honestly prefer McDonald's breakfast to their main menu, like lunch and dinner. I just feel like I've never been a big fan of their burgers, so obviously like their breakfast though, I didn't get it today, but the sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle, like the meal with the hash brown, especially if you're on the road or something, they open up so early. It's always a go-to, and their McDonald's are everywhere. Can't even lie, this is my first time getting the hotcakes. Well, first time getting I think the breakfast platter in general. Like I was talking about, my go-to is the McGriddle, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle. So I don't usually get the whole platter, but then again, I think I usually get breakfast on the road. So if I'm driving somewhere. Yeah, my stomach's gonna be screwed after this. All this syrup. But it's good. I'm not gonna complain. I love pancakes too. I've always been a firm believer in the pancake versus waffle debate, that pancakes are superior. Because I feel like if I want something breading or something, like some type of cakey texture, or just some type of bread material, like if I don't get a biscuit, and if I'm choosing between pancakes or waffles, why I don't really want something crispy, I guess. Because sometimes waffles are crispy, and if they're not crispy, they're kind of like, they're more chewy. But like pancakes are meant to be soft in texture and everything. Obviously they can be dry, which sucks, but they have syrup that come with them too. I mean, just like waffles. People make the debate that waffles, you know, has the crevices in the waffle for the syrup to sit and everything, but I don't know. I'm a pancake fan through and through. I don't know why I did this, but when I'm reading something and I don't have no one to talk about to it, I just ramble on here. Unless, you know, I'm reading Reddit, but I don't, about whatever I'm reading at the time or something like that, to see what other people think. But I think, was it Surviving as a Barbarian in the game or something, whatever that one is, the Mon one. Maybe I expect too much out of the Korean authors for these novels. Like, I don't know how, like, obviously everyone knows, if you watch anime, everyone understands the cliches and like the tropes that happen in these romance like animes, and the like drag on of like love triangles, or the guy acting like he's 10 years old when it comes to hand holding, or excuse me, like the harem stuff, but then the guy doesn't like any of them or doesn't give any of them attention. He's just focused on, excuse me, getting strong, which I feel like in the manhwas, like, it's a lot of the same. I'm sure, supposedly, I heard the manhwas or whatever the Chinese version are, supposedly they're better at it. I haven't read any of those, so I watched that one show that got animated that was really good. That was, I believe it was a Chinese manhwa first, so I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but anyways, so maybe I was expecting too much romance, since they had to, like, it's really good and really interesting concept, very like unique to like the manhwas and mangas I read, with the barbarian going to the game, and there's like all this other underground city and so many different things, and you're learning about the tower as well as you're learning that about there's a player society inside the game of people that got spawned into the world, and they've been getting it spawned in there for like hundreds of, like, well, over 20 years. But then the game before that, they're getting spawned in from a different world. So it's interesting, and they all communicate in this like chat thing. You're just trying to figure it out. Well, there's over, I'll eat in a second, I'm just rambling now. There's over like 900 something chapters in the novel, and like him and this girl, like, they're obviously like the every girl swoons over him type of thing, but him and this girl have a really good like connection. It seems like, and at least the manhwa leads you on to believe that. Supposedly it's true. Supposedly later in like the novel that is true, but then something happens. He brings in like another main girl. There's like a time skip thing. Go back in time. A different girl ends up going back in time with them. He comes back, and the girl that was like the main girl, whatever, they didn't explain their feelings or why she rejected him, because of she knowing the real truth about him and didn't want him to, if you get found out that you're from like the other world or whatever, or came from a different world, you get your head chopped off basically. So like she didn't want that to get exposed, and if they get together, people would assume that he might be the evil spirit because he's not marrying his own type, like barbarians is the game, whatever. And so she did to protect him, but didn't tell him. Then he disappeared, then came back, and he's like super close with the other girl. The main girl thought he was dead, and then it's so dumb. She thought he was dead, so she teamed up with someone that was technically evil, but to get the resurrection stone and bring him back. Then he comes back. She realizes he's alive, and he finds out that she did that, talked to him and tried to like was telling him stuff about her, but she was manipulated by that guy to not be able to escape their like agreement until she does this and this. And so he finds out, feels betrayed, and then their whole like emotional thing, because she said no, didn't explain it. He disappears, comes back, she tries to take risks to bring him back to life, and then he finds out that she was working with the evil guy to get him back, but doesn't care that it was to get him back to life, but that she still kept going along with it even after he came back, because she was like under his control, I guess you could say, at the time, until he interfered with it, but then doesn't trust her anymore. But then she confessed her feelings again, supposedly, and he just rejected, said we should stay as friends. And now it's basically like starting all over again after they basically had a relationship. She ended it because she found out he was evil spirit and wanted to protect him, and didn't want the people of, because all you need is evidence to prove that you're from the other world, and they literally capture you and chop off your head. And so she's trying to protect him, but didn't explain that, disappeared, comes back, he feels betrayed emotionally, and basically the whole thing is like now they're distant, but they're on the same team still, but they're completely distant, don't talk much compared to like all the other girls that he talks to in the team, or the people in his like guild. And now this other girl is the main girl. I'm like, bro, you're telling me for over 700 chapters this was the main girl, and then you just blew it up, just completely blew it up. So that was a long worded explanation, but I just had to explain it because all I did was explain to a friend, but it pissed me off. I was like, I'm gonna look forward. I'm like, and there's no way they don't get together. Yeah, I don't know why. I was pissed because I'm like, what's the point of all these chapters, like building up their relationship? I was like, what was the point of that? Like, you're in the manhwa's building it up, and then you're gonna tell me like the manhwa goes on for like over 500 chapters, since the novel's so long, that I just will expect for this to go nowhere, even though you're kind of trying to build up the romance at the same time, but then you're just gonna throw it away. I was like, seriously? So I just had to rant about that because I was so bothered, because there's not much, there's not a whole lot on it online right now. It is really popular, I feel like, the novel, but it's easier to read the manga online than it is the novel without having to subscribe and do all this other stuff. But that was a long-winded explanation. Probably makes zero sense unless you've heard of the manga or even read manga. And I didn't even eat anything for those few minutes, but I just I was just so bothered because I'm like, what's the point of building it up? But then I'm like, what am I expecting? Like, it's not actually like a romance manhwa. I think I was just bothered that you tell me for like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of chapters you build up this relationship with this person, like, oh, we shouldn't be together because we're risking our lives in the dungeon that and we could die at any second and there's people after us. And then he builds it up as, oh, like, I'm from this other place, like, I can't tell her, like, I risk her if I get caught and there's evidence, and then she'll also be killed because of them being together, and they want to risk her life. Then she finds it out, but he's open to, like, okay, like, I'm not leaving this world, I'll be with her. But she finds out because he didn't tell her, and then now she's like, oh, I don't want to risk his life, but she doesn't explain that either. It's like, what the fuck? I was like, it doesn't explain it either. So then both of them are, then he's clueless, but she doesn't tell him, then disappears, then she, like, I don't know. Then he comes back and then she explains that, oh, I care, but still didn't explain that. Still didn't explain why she said no the first time, and now he doesn't trust her. Oh, dude, and he just wants to be friends. I'm like, what is this? Then he supposedly said that he doesn't have those feelings for her anymore. I'm like, bro, what was the point of that plot? Like, you might as well just kept him being basically not liking anyone if that was the whole premise of what you're gonna do. But supposedly, people like the new girl or whatever, like the main girl he's around so much, the best. So, I guess we'll see. I still feel like that's crazy to just ending all that build up to like them, and then now everyone's like, oh well, I like the new person even better anyways. Like, so okay, whatever. Whatever. That's just stupid. So I'm like debating if I should keep reading it, because now I'm like, why would I want to? I do like a little bit, like in some of these when there are female characters in a team with the male characters, and they make it seem like there's going to be some type of romance. My mind says expect some type of romance or some type of build up to where it's like, okay, like, I'm glad they got together while they're like surviving and all the other cool plots going on. It's just like another plus to like the series. Whereas now you're telling me that like for like who knows how many manhwa chapters it'll take to catch up to where the even like plot currently is, since it's still ongoing. You're telling me he just throws all that out the window? Like, dude, what's the point? I'll probably still read it though, because I enjoy it. And I binged it this week, so I'm about to be caught up anyway, so might as well wait week to week. Also, supposedly Fullmetal Alchemist mangaka, I guess is the term, has a new series getting animated. I can't. It's a Daemon's like Daemon something Hunters, I think. I mean, the main character looks like he'd be the sibling of the brothers from Fullmetal Alchemist, but we're like a kid of theirs. So similar drawing and designs, which makes sense, right? It's the same mangaka, but it sounds like it's pretty interesting. I'm sure it's gonna blow up in popularity once people found out it's the same person, and if it's just as good story writing, I'm sure people really gonna like the show. So I haven't read it. I might depending on how good it is, I might read it. So, but we'll see, I guess. I'm sure if it's popular, the manga will start showing up more so in the bookstore near me that has manga. I'll be able to kind of look at it and everything. Alright, well, end up eating everything, but that is it for all my rambling. So, if you even watched it, thanks for listening. Or if you stopped listening because of me rambling, it is what it is. As always, thanks for watching. I did a breakfast one today, just because I'm busy later on, so I didn't know if I could do one. So who knows what I'm gonna do next, but as always, leave recommendations, suggestions, and yeah, that's it.